Welcome back to another night of true horror. Here, we share stories so chilling, so deeply rooted in America's darkest history, that they'll follow you long after the video ends. If you love true ghost stories, real haunted houses, and unsolved mysteries, then you're in the right place. So, before we step into tonight's tale, make sure to like this video. And if you dare, subscribe to the channel for more true horror stories every single week. Now, turn off your lights, put on your headphones, and prepare yourself. Tonight, we're going inside a house of blood, silence, and screams that never died. The Villisca Axe Murder House. In the small, quiet town of Villisca, Iowa, life in 1912 was simple. Families gathered for church on Sundays, neighbors shared meals, and children played in the streets without fear. But on the night of June 9th, 1912, something happened that would forever stain this little town's history and turn one ordinary white wooden house into one of the most haunted places in America. That evening, the Moore family, Josiah, his wife Sarah, and their 4 children, attended a children's church service. With them were 2 friends, young Lena and Ina Stillinger, who asked to spend the night at the Moore home. After the service, they all walked home under the glow of lanterns. At around 10 p.m., the family and their guests settled into bed. The town went to sleep, not knowing that a horror was about to unfold just a few blocks away. Sometime after midnight, an intruder entered the Moore house. No one knows how he got in. Some say he hid in the attic, waiting. Others believe he walked into the back door after the family had gone to bed. What is certain is this: he carried with him an axe. One by one, as the family slept, he struck. Josiah Moore received the first and most brutal blows, his head crushed by the blade of the axe. His wife Sarah followed. Then he moved into the children's rooms. Every child was killed in their sleep. Even the Stillinger sisters, who were only guests that night, were not spared. 8 lives gone in a single night. But what horrified investigators most wasn't just the murders, it was what the killer did after. The bodies were covered with sheets. Mirrors and windows were draped with cloth, as though the murderer couldn't bear to look at what he had done. A bowl of uneaten food was left on the table. A slab of uncooked bacon lay on the floor, next to the axe, stained with blood. The killer was never caught. The case remains unsolved to this day. After the murders, the house stood silent. Families in Villisca refused to go near it. Locals whispered about shadows in the windows, about screams carried on the wind at night. Over time, stories grew darker. Visitors claimed they heard the faint sound of children crying inside. Some swore they saw the figure of a man holding an axe at the top of the stairs. Paranormal investigators reported cold spots, doors slamming shut, and even violent attacks. In one chilling case, a team of ghost hunters left in the middle of the night, terrified after one of them was scratched so deeply across the back that blood soaked through his shirt. The house seemed alive, feeding on fear, repeating the terror that night in 1912. And those who stayed too long felt the same overwhelming dread, as though they weren't alone in the rooms where the Moores once slept. Today, the Villisca Axe Murder House is open to the public. Brave souls can take daytime tours, and for those willing to risk it, overnight stays. But many who stay regret it. Guests describe hearing footsteps in the halls, whispers in the dark, and the sound of a distant axe striking wood. Some wake in the middle of the night, unable to breathe, as though someone is pressing down on their chest. Others claim to hear children calling their names, only to find empty rooms. In 2014, a paranormal investigator staying overnight stabbed himself in the chest. Authorities found no explanation. He had no history of mental illness, no reason for self-harm. When asked later, he said he felt overcome by something inside the house. The Villisca Axe Murder House doesn't just tell a story of unsolved crime, it forces its guests to relive it. The murders of Villisca were never solved. The killer was never found. And more than a century later, the house still stands. Quiet, unassuming, but hiding something much darker inside. Some say it's the restless spirits of Moore family, forever replaying the night of their deaths. Others believe the evil that entered that home in 1912 never left. Would you dare to spend one night inside the Villisca Axe Murder House? Or would you run before the whispers reach you? If this story chilled you, Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more true horror tales every week. Because America is filled with haunted places, and this is only the beginning.